Hello everybody, and welcome to a new video tutorial from Sewing with Burda. Today we'll show you how to sew a multi-strap accessory with different pockets to attach. This accessory is super versatile. As examples, we are sewing a glasses case, a cell phone case, and a small pouch for your headphones or some change. In this project, we will show you how to easily attach press studs, hollow rivets, D-rings, and carabiners. For this project, gather materials like outer fabric, lining, and fusible batting, sewing thread in a matching color, narrow and wide webbing, and your usual sewing utensils. All our ingredients and the Vario Creative tool are from Prym. First, cut all the pattern pieces from the outer fabric and lining according to the template with a 1 cm seam allowance all around. Also cut the pattern piece for the glasses case from the temple interlining. We start with the glasses case. Fuse the wrong side of the lining with the interfacing. Then lay the outer fabric and lining pieces on top of each other, right sides facing, and pin the edges. Top stitch along the outer edges and leave an opening at the bottom for turning. Secure the beginning and end of the seam with back stitching. Then trim back the seam allowance and cut off the corners at an angle. Turn the case through the opening and press the edges. Pin the open edges together at the turning opening and narrowly top stitch the bottom edge with the turning opening. Now fold the front of the bag upwards, left sides facing, and cover the sides. Cut a piece about 5 cm long from the narrow webbing. Thread a carabiner through it and fold the ends of the strap together. Slide the loop between the 2 layers of fabric. Top stitch the sides together narrowly and top stitch the flap edge narrowly. The strap loop with the carabiner is also sewn in. Mark the center of the pocket flap. Insert the punching tool into the Vario Creative tool and punch the holes for the press stud. Make sure that the inside and outside of the press stud are correct when attaching it. Insert the tool for the top part of the press stud and rivet the top part of the press stud to the pocket flap. Finally, insert the tool for the lower part of the press stud and rivet the lower part of the press stud to the front of the bag. And your glasses case is finished. Continue with the coin purse. Place the lining and outer fabric pocket pieces right sides together. Stitch along the outer edge, leaving an opening for turning. Trim the allowances back and at the tips at an angle, and tuck in the corners until just before the seam. Turn the bag, press the edges and top stitch the bottom edge with the turning opening. Cut a piece about 8 cm long from the narrow webbing. Fold one end over about 2 cm wide. Thread a carabiner through it and then fold the strap in half. The open end will be caught in between. Insert the punching tool into the Vario Creative tool and first punch the holes for the press stud. Then punch a hole through the middle of all 3 layers of the webbing and mark the position of the flap on the back of the bag. Now punch a hole here too. Now insert the hollow rivet tool into the Vario Creative tool and attach the flap to the back of the bag with a hollow rivet. Then rivet the upper part of the press stud and the lower part of the press stud in place. And make sure that the inside and outside of the press studs are correctly positioned. Fold the front of the pockets upwards, left sides facing. Pin and stitch the sides together and top stitch the pocket flap narrowly. Now you need to sew the corners. To do this, turn the pocket over and lay the sides apart until they meet the bottom edge, right sides together. Meet the bottom edge. Turn the bag inside out and the second pendant is finished. Now we come to the cell phone pocket. Place the outer fabric and lining pieces on top of each other, right sides together. Top stitch along the edges and leave an opening for turning. Cut the allowances back to the lace right and into the corners. Turn the bag over, press the edges and top stitch the edge with the turning opening. Cut two 20 cm strips from the narrow webbing. Fold one end over by 2 cm and then fold the webbing in half. The open end will be sewn in between. First mark the position of the hollow rivets on the webbing and then the position of the loop on the back of the bag and rivet the loops in place with hollow rivets. Punch holes for the press studs and rivet the upper and lower parts of the press studs. Fold the front side of the bag upwards, left sides facing. Pin and stitch the sides together and sew the corners. Turn the bag inside out. Thread a pocket ring into each of the belt loops and all our pendants are finished. All that's missing now is the strap. Mark the position for the D-ring at about 1/3 of the wide webbing. Cut an 8 cm long piece from the narrow webbing. Fold the ends over each other and thread a D-ring. Punch holes with the punching tool and then rivet the strap in place with a hollow rivet. We rivet a carabiner to each end of the strap. And your multi-strap accessory is finished. One strap and many different ways to wear it. The pockets for attaching can be exchanged as desired and more can be added. We would like to thank our partner Prym. We hope you had fun sewing, punching and riveting. And we'll be back next time to work on sewing project with Burda.